look at that. These are absolutely delicious. That is perfect.
The Wild Grill is brought to you by Napoleon Grills, Northfork Bison,
Welcome to the Wild Grill, friends. Today is pasta night. And in true Wild Grill fashion, I'll be taking an Italian-inspired meal and kicking it up a notch on my Napoleon. I'm gonna be making a glorious venison lasagna soup. Oh man, this main meal is so simple yet so full of flavor. For today's appy, we will be making crispy wild game toast, and bringing it home for dessert, I'll be putting a bit of a spin on the classic cannoli. I got me some cannoli chips, and I will be making this beautiful, luscious pina colada dip for it. I cannot wait. Let's get into it. These little crispy, savory bites are perfect if you're entertaining or if you're just looking for a simple little snack. I'll be carrying on that venison theme and using beautiful, thinly sliced venison pepperoni, pairing that with a luscious, creamy brie. Oh, these things are awesome. So here we go, friends. First things first, let's get our barbecue on. All right, now that my temperature is set, I'm just gonna grab a little pan here, and I've cut up these beautiful, beautiful little baguettes, nice and thin because I don't want them too crispy. I'm just gonna get them on this pan. I wanna drizzle them with a little bit of oil, and then we'll get them onto the bobby. You know what, we're just gonna get those on there. Let's get our hands in there, get this party started. All right, now, here comes the drizzle. Not too much, but just enough to really bring out that crunch. I'm using olive oil for my drizzle. A lot of the best olive oils are produced from Italy and the Mediterranean area. So thank you, Lord, for Italy. Love me some olive oil. All right, now let's get our little baguettes on. All right, let's have a look. Oh, those are getting crispy. Time to flip, friends. Ooh, I can already feel the crunch as I grab them. All right, now I'm going to bring these into the center because what I want to do is I'm going to turn off my 3 main middle burners because I don't want that to continue cooking underneath them. I'm going to grab my venison now that's thinly sliced and get these guys covered in that delicious meaty goodness. Now, friends, if you don't have your own homemade venison pepperoni, have no fear. Today, I'm actually using a wonderful product from the Great Canadian Meat Company. They came through for me because let's keep it real. Not everybody's got a lot of time to make their own pepperoni. So that is looking great. I want to give that a few more minutes. And then next up, we'll get our brie on there. All right, let's get our brie on. Absolutely love brie. All right, those are nicely coated in my brie. Now, what I want to do is just use your favorite barbecue rub, and we're just going to get that nice barbecue goodness right on top of our brie. Just using my fingers to sprinkle that on as evenly as possible. And as that brie cooks, ooh, and gets nice and warm and creamy, that rub is just going to work its way down into that cheesy goodness. Let's close our lid, give them a little bit of time just to let that heat permeate right through them. Ooh, oh friends, these are looking fantastic. Time to get them off. Oh, that brie has just dripped right down. It is so ready to be enjoyed. Fantastic, look at these. Oh, those are so yummy looking already. Now at this point, feel free if you want, just to, keep the party going, Feel free to grab even like a red pepper jelly would be really good to drizzle on these, or a balsamic reduction. Today, what I've chosen is actually from CuGina's. You guys know I love CuGina's. I'm actually gonna do something crazy, and I'm going to use their carrot cake jam. All right, you know, because there's already that savory flavor. I think that that's really gonna play well, the sweet with the savory. When that drizzle just hits the heat of that brie, it's running off, looking so artistically beautiful, so yummy. Time for my favorite part. I have to give these a try. I'm gonna choose this one right here. Oh, oh, it's getting all over the place. It's wonderful. That's an excellent pairing. That sweet and savory are really coming together. Oh, it's delicious, friends. You have to try this.
This portion of the Wild Grill is brought to you by Great Canadian Meats.
Friends, this venison lasagna soup is a hearty bomb, and it's exactly what this chillier spring day is calling for. Let me show you how it's done. So our skillet's nice and hot now. Let's get our venison on. All right, so my venison is almost browned fully now. I just want to get in the garlic. Oh, I love when garlic meets anything, but especially when it meets the meat. So our venison is nicely cooked now. Time to get it off. Just gonna place that into my Dutch oven. Look at that steam, the heat come off. It is a flavorful steam. The aromas already are absolutely delicious here. Now I'm gonna get my skillet right back onto that heat. And it's time to get on my onions and peppers. Now as I'm cooking these guys, my barbecue is preheating. I'm gonna wait till that gets up to temperature. So while those are cooking through, let's add our mushrooms into our Dutch oven, and we'll mix that up with our venison. Next up, we wanna add in 2 jars of pasta sauce. Today I'll be using Neal Brothers. It's one of my go-tos for sure. And for this recipe, I'll be using their roasted garlic sauce. This one's got a nice zest to it. That garlic really comes through, which will gel very well with my lasagna soup. So this is looking nice and thick. So what I want to do now is add in 2 cups of water just to thin it out slightly. Put a little, then stir a bit. Add a little bit more and stir. Making some yummy goodness. Those are done, friends. Let's get them off and into our pot. Now, something I love about this meal in particular is that once you're done with your skillet, all of your ingredients go into one pot. It's a one-pot stop. And this is great for a family on the go. We all have those busy nights. Let me give this a stir. You can even do this in a crock pot, but because this is the Wild Grill, I will be using my Napoleon. All right, time to get angry, friends. This is where you can really take your frustration out. You're gonna grab your noodles, break them up to the size you like, and get them in the pot. That's right. This is for the gas prices. All right. We want to stir this up well, friends. We want to fully incorporate those noodles. Get them right down deep into that liquid. All right. There we go. Let's cover this beauty up. And we will get it onto my barbecue, which is already nice and hot. Oh, we'll get that right on the middle. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to turn the middle one right down because I want that heat working around it, not concentrated underneath it, so that it doesn't burn. So I'll leave this on here for about 15 minutes and then I'll check it again. What I want to make sure is that the noodles haven't soaked up all the water. If it's getting a little too thick again, add a little bit more water, give it a stir. The key to this recipe is to give the noodles time to really soak up those juices, and you want those flavors to really come together nicely. This is going to be a good one.
This Wild Sips is brought to you by Flat Rock Cellars.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Oh, I love being here.
Well, I love having you here.
Thank you.
And right now, what I wanted to talk to you about, I am making venison lasagna soup. So what do you think would pair well with that meal?
I'm gonna do not Italian. I'm actually gonna bring it home to Ontario. We're in the Niagara region. We're going to go with Flat Rock Cellars, and we're gonna go with a Pinot Noir.
Ooh.
Now, Pinot Noir does beautifully in Ontario. We've got this gorgeous, cool climate. We've got these great limestone soils. Do you know who else who has a great, cool climate and limestone soils?
Tell me.
Burgundy, which is the OG home of Pinot Noir. So all of this is to say, well, let me just show you before.
Okay, show me.
Before I just talk about it, let's just drink about it.
Let's do that.
So Pinot Noir, you'll notice right away, look how ruby and light-bodied and translucent this wine is.
That's
really
beautiful.
delicate, really ethereal. I love these guys at Flat Rock. They are just fantastic winemakers. But what you're probably gonna get out of this wine.
Ooh, that's already tickling.
Yeah, so, but you've got that nice peppery spice, but what we're getting here is the red fruit. So sort of a little bit more along the lines of red currant, tart Bing cherry. There's a real earthy gravitas here. But on the palate, I bet you're gonna find that there's a real liveliness.
Oh, wow. I like that.
That's very nice.
Yes.
I get a lot of like, I got a lot of charcuterie house, smokehouse kind of notes.
Yes.
This is actually, I'm gonna take one more sip. Hang on quick.
That is very nice, very smooth. My mouth really likes that one.
Yeah, that makes my mouth happy.
It's happy.
This has, so it doesn't have that grippy tannin that you might experience from some, much smoother tannin. This means it's a really food-friendly wine. Any wines that have that brighter acidity and that lower tannin have a tendency to go with a lot of different things. So I think it's gonna go really beautifully with your tomato-based soup. It's gonna cut through the saltiness of the cheese. I think it's just gonna be excellent. The leanness of the venison, we don't need to have a lot of tannin to fight with that protein. This is gonna go really, really nicely.
Ooh.
This portion of the Wild Grill is brought to you by Napoleon Grills.
Napoleon's Rogue series of barbecues are built for durability, performance, and unmatched value. The Rogue XT 625 has all the features you will need for your grill. From dual-level stainless steel sear plates to catch and vaporize any food drippings, to folding side shelves that allow the Rogue 625 to be tucked out of the way for storage. The AccuProbe temperature gauge with smoke and sear range accurately reads the temperature of your grill for optimal temperature control. Oh my goodness, that looks amazing. I can't wait to eat that. Now, when you think about lasagna, you also think about those creamy, luscious layers of ricotta and mozzarella cheese in there. And so that my cheese doesn't get lost, I'm going to do it a little bit of a different way. So I have a foil pan here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take some mozzarella cheese and get it into some ricotta. Okay. Then Parmesan in with the ricotta and the mozzarella. And the wind's gonna come by and it's gonna take my pan and they're gonna go for a little bit of a trip. Stay. All right, now let's stir this up. Get these fully incorporated together. Oh yeah. Now what's interesting about ricotta is that it's made from the way that comes from leftover cheese products. Oh, and it's interesting because it's such a delicious cheese and used in so many recipes that you would think that it was primarily the star of the show, like meant to be that way. But oh man, I'm so glad there was some pretty smart Italians who chose to use that way and come up with this delicious goodness. Okay, now that that's fully stirred together, let's get it into our pan. Okay, we'll just flatten it out. And then next we want to take our leftover mozzarella cheese, sprinkle that all around, as well as with our Parmesan. And now let's get it on the heat. I'll just tuck it in beside our Dutch oven. Ooh. Oh, I love cheese. Oh yes, we are good to go, friends. Let's get this off. Ooh, oh, the juices. My noodles have submitted very nicely. So let's grab our bowl and get some in it. Still have some nice color from those peppers. And my mushrooms look like they stood the test. They're holding up very nicely. And now let's get some of our cheese blend on top. Oh my, that is beautiful looking. Last but not least, just a little dusting of our parsley. Oh, there we have it, friends, a beautiful, luscious venison lasagna soup. And you know, as always, I just want to try a little bit. That cheese is so velvety. This is absolutely delicious. I can really taste those flavors coming through of not only the bases of that pasta sauce, it blends so nicely with the richness of that venison. This is so, so satisfying. The white-tailed deer, which is the oldest surviving deer species, became abundant after the last ice age when many Native American fauna went extinct, reducing competition and predation. Its ability to run fast, hide effectively, and move silently developed in response to intense pressure from now extinct Ice Age predators. White-tailed deer are the most nervous and shy deer. They wave their tails when startled and can run up to 30 miles per hour through the forest. Female whitetails protect their fawns, leaving them hidden for about 4 hours when they forage. Fawns stay camouflaged on the forest floor during this time. White-tailed deer are mostly solitary in the summer, though they do sometimes graze in large herds. They feed before dawn and at dusk and rest during daylight hours. White-tailed deer typically live 2 to 3 years, though they can reach up to 20 years. However, few survive beyond 10 years.
The Wild Grill is brought to you by Napoleon Grills, Northfork Bison,
Cannolis are one of those desserts that leave a lasting impression. It's that combination of the sweet, crispy shell with that smooth ricotta filling on the inside. Oh, it's so good. And so I thought, why not take the Sicilian classic and kind of twist it a little bit, modernize it, if you will, and serve it in a chip and dip style. For my cannoli filling, or dip if you will, I'll be making a pina colada flavor. And, as you would expect it, I'll be using CuGina's pina colada jam. First things first, let's toast up our coconut. Okay, my coconut is definitely done now. So what I want to do, get it out of the skillet and into a bowl. Now, this filling is so simple. All we have here in our bowl is strained ricotta cheese. I've strained it for about 3 hours. And all I want to add to that is some icing sugar, vanilla, as well as our CuGina's jam. And let's give that a nice big stir in there. Now that that is coming together nicely, I want to put in some of my shredded coconut. So now my jam does have quite a bit of coconut in it, so I'm just going to get some of this coconut in it, but hold back a little bit, just because I don't want that coconut flavor to really overpower. Now the history of the cannoli is pretty cool. They actually have the first documentation of it back in the 9th century in Sicily. I thought that was pretty amazing for a dessert. It has definitely evolved over the years and people have put their own spin on it, just like we are today. And that's what I love about cannolis is that you personalize it. Some people use chocolate chips. When they fill it, they dip the ends in either chocolate chips or I've seen crushed pistachios or you name it. I've seen people do tons of really interesting things with it. So have fun. And now speaking of history, with regards to cannolis, if you look at the history of my family, this is actually my Nana's bowl. So it's very special to me. So whenever you have the option, I absolutely love incorporating those meaningful dishes because after all, we're here serving our family and getting joy from them seeing what we're creating or setting before them. And so why not use those special dishes? So at this point is when you would normally grab your cannolis and you would use your piping bag and fill them up. Now you can use pre-made cannolis or you can go ahead and make your own. So as I mentioned today, I'm doing that chip and dip style. So I actually found some pre-made cannoli chips from the bakery. Now all I want to do is take my filling and fill my bowl. And now to finish this off, just a little sprinkle of our toasted coconut. And this is something that's absolutely fantastic to just snack on as you're finishing up your dinner, sitting at the table, enjoying the rest of your glass of wine or a coffee after your meal. But since nobody else is here, I guess I have these all to myself. Oh, that is so nice. I love that crunch with that creamy ricotta filling. And I can really taste that pina colada coming through. It's like a sunset in Sicily. That's where I am. Beautiful sunset. Oh, this is delicious.